Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a Jagdpanther. It's a German Tier 7 tank destroyer and it's located on the northeast spawn of Live Oaks and it's under the command of B&M 890 of Havoc 2. Well, Havoc 2 is about to become What University 3 because there's been some reorganisation in the clan, but this is a little replay that B&M sent us, which is quite interesting. Okay, Jagdpanther. It's actually designed on the chassis of the VK3002, which is one of the precursors of the Panther. So it's very similar to the Panther and carries most of the characteristics. And this one is armed with a 105mm pack gun, which you can see there right up front. It's one of two choices you can have for the top gun. One of them's the 88mm. Have a bigger mini map so we can see what's going on. Right, a FB201 has been spotted and a Stura Mill. There they are. Just angling to get shots on the Challenger. Fires around in. Oh, look at that! 824 hit points of damage. That is way higher than you'd normally expect. The alpha damage from this gun is 320 and he takes out the Challenger with the next shot. So he got a massive high roll. He must have hit something critical. It's got penetration of 200mm and alpha damage of 320. That goes up to 244 and 320 if you use the APCR. Okay, there's an FB201 who's been stunned by our Arty, who's still targeting him. That's the down arrows, indicating Arty is attacking that target. Now, we can't get a solution on him because he's behind that ridgeline, that little hill. But the Batchat is spotting for us. We're just going to move over to try and get a better position, or are we? No, I think he's actually repositioning because there's some enemy coming up the railway tracks and there's the first target that's been spotted. It's a Type 58, I think, and we bounce around. It's Type 59 actually. Oh, he takes him out with the next round. 725 hit points of damage. Absolutely fantastic. He's bouncing rounds all over the place. That lovely angled front plate of the Jagdpanther does certainly help to bounce some rounds. Of course, it was built to defeat some of the Russian tanks, the T-34 and the T-34-85. It's actually, they began production in the project started in 1942. Actually started producing in October 1943. That's when the prototype trials came out, but then they produced 392 of this tank. Got a shot into the RU-251, but not a high roll. But the RU-251 was tracked. Oh, missed him on the next shot. He's on the inner bank of the lake, so he is in terrible danger. That tried a snapshot without tried a leading shot rather on the target. Trying to do the same again. No, doesn't work this time. It's the long reload that's a bit of the killer, I'm afraid. The RU-251 has been taken out by the T-49. Okay, we've got some targets over on the railway lane to aim at. I think it's an AMX, isn't it? Yep. It's the Liberté, the M449. All we can see is the top of the turret though. He's gone below the dip now because he knows he's being spotted by, and there's a tank destroyer firing on him, so he has to get below that ridgeline, the railway tracks, otherwise he's a dead duck. We've also spotted a T-34-1 off to the right. Yes, there he is. And of course we can't attack the AMX unless we deal with the T-34-1 first. Otherwise he's going to be planting shells right into our side. So we're going to come up, use the wreck creatively as armour. Takes a round from the T-34, but oh, well, we only got 75 hit points off the ram because the shot missed. But now he needs to get his back to that railway carriage, otherwise I'm not sure, is he going to be able to outturn the T-34-1? No, he's going to go for the AMX instead, puts a round into him. Takes the round from the T-34-1, but he's going for that AMX and takes him out the game. But, oh, taken out by the T-34-1. He overcommitted, he couldn't get that first shot in, and unfortunately he's gone down. But at least he managed to get 3 kills out of that and 1.4k of damage, 2k of spotting damage. And the enemy's now down by 4 tanks. And we're closing in from all directions. So it's not going to be long before they've lost this game. I think taking out that AMX M449 really was key to this battle, because that was the one tank that could have done a lot of damage to our team. They still have a couple of tanks, the SU-101, but he's been taken out by the Batchat. The T-34-1 will not last long now that the Batchat's arrived. He'll just come up behind the T-34 and, yep, he's planting rounds into him. And it's there. That's over. Game's over. It's won. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats, see how B&M got on in this battle. And it's a first-class tanker for B&M 890 of Havoc 2 in the Jagdpanther. He also managed to get a spotter badge because he spotted for quite a bit of damage, actually, on the enemy. And I'm not sure where most of that damage was actually done, but I think it may have been on some of the enemy who were being spotted across the lake, as well as the ones up on the railway line. Certainly did help that he took out that AMX M449 Liberté. He also got a 5 for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. When it comes to the team score, well, he didn't get the highest damage. That went to the Skoda. He managed to get 2,625 hit points of damage. B&M came in with 1,466, which is in 4th place, behind the M53, M55, the M46 pattern on the enemy team, and the T49 on his own team with 1948. When it came to kills, though, it was B&M who was the highest on his team with 3 kills. The highest on both teams was the M46 pattern on the enemy team. He managed to get 4 kills. And then there's a whole slew of tanks with 2 kills apiece. And when it came to base XP, again, it was B&M managed to get the highest amount, 954. And that was helped in a lot of, in much part of that was down to the fact that he was spotting for his team to allow them to get hits on the enemy. And so well done for that. In the end, when he was up against that T-34-1, the only thing he could do was put his rear to the back of that train and try and either take on the T-34-1 or to do exactly what he did do, which was to ignore the T-34-1 and take out the AMX, which I think in a sense helped them to win the game. So 954, followed by the T49 with 889 and the Panther with 816. Let's have a look at detail report. He fired 12 rounds from his 10.5cm pack gun, 7 direct hits, 6 penetration. I think a lot of the wasted shots when he was trying to get that RU-251 as he was moving about so rapidly on the other side of the lake. Difficult shot to get, that was. Did damage of 1,466 hit points. That beautiful first shot on the Challenger contributed a lot to that total. Did 894 of that at more than 300 meters. That was the shot on the Challengers, on the Challenger tank. Received 7 hits from the enemy. 4 of them were penetrations, 3 were non-penetrations. Those were the ones that bounced off the front armour. The 4 penetrations, well, most of those came from the T-34-1, I'm afraid. He blocked damage of 870 hit points. He spotted 4 enemy vehicles, damaged 5 of the enemy, killed 3 of them, and did spotting assistance of 2,419 hit points. And that's why his base XP was so high, because he spotted so much. On a premium count, he earned 42,786 credits, and after repair and ammunition resupply, he took away 23,211 credits. He received 1,431 XP, and there was no multipliers, so that's all he took away. But pretty good game all the same for the Jagdpanther, which actually is notoriously weak, actually, normally. But with this gun and the way that he positioned it so that the rounds bounced off the front, it worked very well. It's just a pity that T-34-1 turned up behind the AMX M4, because if he hadn't turned up behind him, then it would have been fairly easy for B&M to take out the AMX M4 and then set about at the other tanks on the enemy team. So if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.